You know, I don't know about you, but sometimes being in your 20s feels like carrying a backpack that's way too heavy. Like, imagine you're just walking through life and out of nowhere, boom, you realize this backpack is filled with things you didn't even pack yourself. Expectations from family, society's timeline, the pressure to figure out your career, friendships that drift apart, heartbreaks, bills, the question of who am I even supposed to be? All of that just thrown into your bag. And the weird thing is, nobody really warns you how heavy it gets. As a kid, people always said, "Oh, just wait until you grow up, things will make sense." But here I am, 23 years old, and honestly, nothing makes sense. If anything, life feels more confusing than ever. When I was a teenager, I used to think my 20s would be this golden era, like freedom, independence, traveling the world, knowing exactly what I want, chasing dreams, having a cool apartment with cozy lights, maybe even a partner who understands me perfectly. That's the fantasy I held on to. But the reality? It's more like waking up at 7 a.m., scrolling through job listings that require 5 years of experience for an entry-level role, heating instant noodles because I'm too broke or too tired to cook, and wondering if I'm behind compared to everyone else on Instagram. And that's what this conversation is about today. Why life feels so heavy in your 20s. Why this decade that's supposed to be the best years of our lives often feels like survival mode. I want to share some of my own stories, the small breakdowns, the lessons, the late-night thoughts, and maybe if you're also carrying a heavy backpack like me, this can feel like a little moment of, oh, I'm not the only one. Because the truth is, you're not alone. None of us are. So, let's start with the big one, career. Man, I don't know about you, but the pressure to figure it out hits harder in your 20s than anything else. When I graduated, I thought I'd feel accomplished. Like, okay, I have a degree. I survived college. Now the world will open its doors. But what actually happened? I was met with job descriptions that made me feel like I had wasted 4 years. Must have experience, must have this skill, must know this program. And I'd sit there thinking, wait, wasn't college supposed to prepare me for this? I remember applying to like 50 jobs in 1 week. Half of them didn't even respond. The ones that did gave me that polite rejection email. We've decided to move forward with other candidates. And I started to question myself. Am I even good at anything? Did I choose the wrong path? Am I falling behind? And of course, social media doesn't help. You log in and suddenly everyone you know is posting, "So happy to announce I got this amazing job at Apple." Meanwhile, you're still refreshing your inbox hoping someone replies. It makes you feel like life is this race you didn't even know you signed up for, and you're already in last place. But here's the thing I slowly started to realize. Nobody really has it figured out. Some people may look like they do, but deep down, they're also just making it up as they go along. Your 20s aren't about having the perfect career path. It's about trying things, failing, pivoting, and slowly finding what fits. I wish someone told me earlier, it's okay not to land your dream job right away. It's okay to work a job that simply pays the bills for now. Because careers aren't built in one step. They're layered, like bricks. Every awkward interview, every crappy boss, every "I don't think I want to do this forever" moment, it all adds up. So yeah, career pressure, it's one of the heaviest bricks in the backpack. But it's also one of the most flexible ones. You can rearrange it, you can throw it out and swap it later. You're not stuck forever. Another big reason life feels heavy in your 20s? Relationships. And I don't just mean the romantic kind. I'm talking friendships too. When you're younger, friendships feel effortless. Like you see your friends every day in school, you don't have to schedule hangouts, and there's this unspoken promise that you'll always stay close. But then your 20s come, and suddenly everyone's on different paths. Some are focused on their careers, some are getting married, some are moving abroad, and some just disappear. And it hurts. It really does. Because one day you realize the group chat isn't as alive as it used to be. And when you do meet, it's harder to relate because your lives are moving in different directions. Nobody really warns you about that, about the grief of outgrowing people you thought would be in your life forever. And then there's the romantic side of things. Oh man, love in your 20s is complicated. On one hand, you feel like you're supposed to be finding the one. You see people announcing engagements, weddings, babies, and you start asking yourself, am I behind? Should I be settling down too? But on the other hand, you're still trying to figure yourself out. You're changing, your dreams are shifting, and sometimes you don't even know what you want for dinner, let alone a lifelong partner. I remember being in a relationship that felt so intense at 21. I thought, this is it. This is forever. But a couple of years in, I realized we wanted completely different things. And breaking up felt like losing not just a partner, but also a version of myself I thought I knew. Here's the truth, though. Your 20s are a time of transition. People will come and go. Some friendships fade, but others will grow stronger. Some relationships will break your heart, but they'll also teach you what love should and shouldn't feel like. And that's the thing. It's okay. It's okay to lose people. It's okay to feel lonely sometimes, because loneliness pushes you to build a deeper relationship with yourself. And that might be the most important one you'll ever have. So yeah, friendships change, love gets messy, but none of it means you're broken. It just means you're growing.
Okay, now let's talk about the elephant in the room, money. If you're in your 20s, you probably know the feeling. You get your first paycheck, and for a second, you feel like a rock star. But then reality hits. Rent, bills, student loans, groceries, social life. Suddenly, that paycheck is gone before you even realize it. And then there's the future. Saving for a car, a house, retirement. It feels impossible. I remember when I first started living alone, I thought, yes, freedom. But the excitement quickly turned into anxiety when I had to figure out how to stretch $300 a month for groceries, utilities, and everything else. And no one really tells you that adulting is a lot of small, constant decisions that feel exhausting. Then there's the pressure to have it together. You scroll on Instagram and see people your age traveling, buying nice gadgets, eating out, investing, and you start asking yourself, why am I struggling just to pay rent? Here's the secret though. Most people are struggling. A lot of what you see online is highlight reel, not reality. And learning to manage money, even if you're not perfect at it yet, is one of the most powerful ways to lighten the load on your 20s. Budgeting, saving, small investments, it doesn't have to be glamorous, but it helps you breathe a little easier. Another thing I realized, financial independence doesn't come overnight. You might make mistakes, buy something unnecessary, overspend, or miss a bill, but those mistakes teach you. And slowly you start to gain control. The weight of money, responsibility, and adulthood is real. But it's also a reminder that you're capable. You're learning to carry your own load, and even if it's heavy, it's proof that you're growing up in your own imperfect way. This one is probably the heaviest of all. The pressure to figure yourself out. In your 20s, people constantly ask, what do you want to do with your life? Who are you? Where are you going? And sometimes it feels like the only acceptable answer is, I know exactly, and I'm succeeding already. But the truth? Most of us don't know. And that's terrifying. I remember sitting alone in my apartment one night, scrolling through my thoughts instead of social media. I asked myself, who am I? Am I living authentically or just doing what others expect of me? And it hit me. I didn't have the answer. And it's okay. It's okay not to have it figured out yet. Self-discovery isn't a destination. It's a messy, ongoing journey. You'll try things and fail, change your mind, switch paths, fall in love, lose love, meet new people, read books that inspire you, hate others, feel inspired again. It's like wandering in a fog, and sometimes you bump into walls, but slowly you find pieces of yourself. The weight comes from caring so much about what's right or normal. We compare ourselves to friends, siblings, even strangers online, and we forget that everyone's path is different. What looks like chaos now is actually you growing, learning, and shaping the life you want, one step at a time. So, when life feels heavy inside, it's usually because you're in the middle of finding yourself. And though it's uncomfortable, it's also powerful. By now, you're probably thinking, wow, my 20s really are heavy. And yes, they are. But here's the thing. Heaviness doesn't mean you're broken. It just means you're human, and you need tools to carry it. First, let's talk about mental health. Anxiety, self-doubt, and burnout are common in your 20s. You might feel like you're overthinking everything, or like you're not doing enough. And that's normal. What's important is that you acknowledge it, instead of pushing it down or pretending it doesn't exist. For me, one of the biggest game changers was learning to talk about it. Journaling, talking to friends, therapy, even a late-night conversation with a stranger online. Anything that lets you release your thoughts. Sometimes just saying, I'm tired, or I feel lost, takes a huge weight off your shoulders. Another thing that helps, small routines. I know it sounds boring, but little things, making your bed, cooking a meal, going for a walk, create stability. When life feels unpredictable, these small habits anchor you. And don't forget self-compassion. Your 20s are messy. You will make mistakes, feel lost, take wrong turns. But every single one of those moments teaches you something about yourself. Instead of beating yourself up, try saying, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm allowed to be imperfect. Finally, remember that you don't have to carry everything at once. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to take breaks. Life may feel heavy, but you can lighten the load by leaning on people, resources, or even just your own creativity. So yeah, mental health matters. Caring for yourself is not optional. It's how you survive and eventually thrive in your 20s. So, here we are, talking about careers, relationships, money, self-discovery, mental health, all the things that make your 20s feel like carrying a backpack that's way too heavy. But here's the truth. That weight doesn't define you. It's a sign that you're growing. Every late night you've spent worrying, every job you've lost or never got, every friendship that faded, every mistake you made, it's all shaping you. You're becoming someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Life in your 20s is messy. There's no perfect roadmap. And the pressure to have it all figured out, that pressure's mostly in your head. Everyone is stumbling through their own version of chaos, even the people who seem like they have it all together. So, how do you carry it better? By giving yourself grace, by being honest with your feelings, by celebrating small wins, like paying a bill on time, surviving a rough week, or just making it out of bed on a hard day, by letting go of the comparison game, and by remembering you don't have to have all the answers right now. I want you to take a moment and breathe. Really feel it. You are doing enough. You are learning, you are growing, and even when it feels heavy, you are moving forward, step by step, at your own pace. One day, years from now, you'll look back and realize that the weight you carried taught you how strong you are. And maybe, just maybe, you'll smile at your younger self, thinking, hey, you made it through, and you turned out okay. So, here's to your 20s. The messy, confusing, heavy, beautiful, unforgettable 20s. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep breathing. And most importantly, keep believing that life will get lighter, one step at a time.
Thanks for sticking around and listening till the end. If you've ever been through something similar or have a story that feels the same, feel free to drop it in the comments so you know you're not facing this world all alone. I'll see you in the next stories, hopefully ones that can bring you more peace and keep you company. And remember, we're all just figuring life out together. Good night.